And this isn't a story about him, but it's something about him.
That's okay, right?
The thing that amazed me about the way Jack drew, he drew as though the drawings were already on the page and he was tracing them. What I mean is, most artists, when they draw a panel, they draw something and then they may change it a little bit. They'll rub it out and put the line elsewhere, or they'll smudge it a little, or they'll erase it and do it over, or they play with it for a few seconds. They don't just put the line down and go to the next panel. Jack drew these things as though he had drawn them before, and they were there in some kind of invisible ink that only he could see. And when he drew a line, he was tracing what was already there, because he never went back and did it over. He would look at a blank panel, start drawing, put the drawing in, and go to the next panel. No artist did that. Every artist would look at it and then make a change, play something up, subdue something. Not Jack. It was all in his mind, and he did it so easily, it seemed. It just flowed from him. I've never seen an artist draw figures or scenes the way Jack did. And that's when I decided to give him the nickname King, Jack King Kirby. Because to me, he really was the king of the artists who drew these comics. And that wasn't funny. Why didn't I make it funny? Putting a big responsibility on the guy who asked it.
I don't want to thank you for saving the best for last with She-Hulk, but I want to ask you, if there's one creative decision that you made writing Marvel back in the 60s and 70s, one creative decision that you wish you could change, what would it be?
Oh.
I can't think of anything. I thought I was brilliant. No, I mean, seriously, I love the villains that we created. I love the heroes. I love the way the stories went. I'll tell you one thing about Dr. Doom very fast. And it doesn't really answer your question, but I just thought of it. He's considered one of the biggest villains, Dr. Doom. And I don't figure he's even a criminal, because if you think about it, all he wants to do is rule the world. Now, you could go up to a cop in the street, and you could say, "Officer, I want to rule the world." He can't arrest you. It's not anybody would want to rule the world. So I don't know why people think he's that bad. I'm leaving you with a very dumb thing, but that's to make you feel smarter in yourself.
That this is your last Orlando appearance.
Hell no.
One more question for you, if I can cite privilege. You've captured the imaginations of so many of us out here when we've been kids, when we've been adults. I've heard you tell these wonderful stories about what captured your imagination as a kid. You loved reading books. You loved movies like The Scarlet Pimpernel, like The Adventures of Robin Hood. What was it that grabbed your imagination and made you want to live a creative life?
It was really reading all the books I read, and then going to the movies. I loved reading. I still love books. It's hard for me to do it. I don't see as well now. But going to the movies was great. Reading books was great, because it took you out of your own world, and it brought you into more exciting, glamorous worlds. And I wanted to be part of those exciting, glamorous worlds. What are you nudging me for? The phone is ringing. This may be my voice to white. Talking to each other. Yeah, you talk to them for a minute. I can't work that now. be like them. Well, I would look down at my skinny body, and I said, I'm never going to be Robin Hood. But I could always dream about him, and then I even wrote little Robin Hood stories for myself. I made up stories featuring Robin Hood. And I used to write little stories about everybody. And I realized I liked making up stories because of the books that I read. And I would have liked to have been an actor. I think I would have, if I was a little bit, no, I mean a real actor.
That's why they give you that cameo.
That's right, I'm in more Marvel movies than anybody. Did we tell them my new idea that I want to do cameos in the comics? And then I want to do cameos in other people's things. All right, that's enough. We've been here long enough. You're probably all getting itchy and thinking, does the other stuff go?
I guarantee,
Yes.
I guarantee everybody would be here late at night, sitting here, listening to you.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for being here.